Hi, everybody. We are live with another episode of the Big Bad Broadcast. This series, for those who are new, follows agents from the Big Bad Bureau, a multiverse-spanning organization tasked with monitoring any threat powerful enough to get the dreaded classification BB. I'm Jordan. I'm the GM and content lead over at Hit Point Press. You can also find me on the internet at Made of Cartoons and in the chat. So I'm going to go around in the correct order as was presented to me, I think. And we're going to just quickly introduce our players here, who I miss dearly. A month in between games is too long. So, Kat, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I am Kat Kruger. I'm going to be playing Moxie Smolder, who is an arcane rogue trickster. She is sort of not quite a team player, but she's got her own motives, and has been not as tricky as usual. So just trying to be good.
Perfect. Next round is Dave.
Hey everybody, my name is Dave. Go by the alias Data Dave. You can catch me here on Twitch and a lot of other places with the same name. Today I will be playing Traven. He is a Collage Star wizard, the newest recruit of the Big Bad Bureau. Very interested in the world, saying, hey, basically I'm out of school. Let's see what everything's about. Everything's interesting. So he's that guy.
And he's the master of barrel magic.
Indeed.
Yeah. And then next up is Paladin.
Hi there, I'm Paladin. Today I'm playing a paladin named Kevius, who is just really saving up for that glorious day that he can afford full plate armor. God, sounds real nice right now.
And then last but not least, it's Char.
Hey everybody, I'm Charlene Bear. I go by Char. My pronouns are she, they, and I play Malasha, the Tabaxi Ranger Monster Slayer, who also goes by she, they. Currently under a curse with a ring that's doing so much damage, and it's great, but also damage to my friends? I don't know. Who knows?
The relationship ruining Bolzan, yeah. All right. Before we get started, every day, during the day before every broadcast, a manila envelope is slipped under my door inconspicuously that just says from the director, who I understand is a shadowy shadow boss that makes sure that I get all the business stuff done. So I have translated the handwritten missive into a Google Doc, and I have some announcements on the director's behalf to read. Please, if you're monitoring me, just keep the monitoring out of the bathroom, director. That's all I ask. You don't want to know what's going on in there. All right. First up, it's your last chance to take advantage of Hit Point Press's Black Friday sale. Use the code BlackFriday21, all caps, at checkout on the Hit Point Press website to receive $5 off all orders over $50, in addition to sales on items from the islands of Sina Una to Humblewood and all the way to Humblewood bundles. Don't forget to treat yourself to a Riffin plushie. You deserve it. And they are very soft for these winter months. Don't forget to check out our schedule below, below in the Twitch. We have a Hit Point Paints episode coming up mid-December, and a Big Bad Broadcast spin-off one-shot for the holidays featuring the Hit Point Press staff. Golly, we'd sure be thankful if you joined us.
Huh.
Yeah. Well done. Though this is the last episode of 2021, you can find all previous Big Bad Broadcast episodes and more on our YouTube channel. And last but not least, if you want your party to start taking on their own cases for the Bureau, you can subscribe to the Big Bad booklet at bigbads.com to get a monthly zine featuring unique 5e baddies, like the ones that we feature on this show, that we feature and then consequently beat up. Click that follow button. I think is what the kids say. If you want to see more stuff, the holiday one should be really good. I'm really excited to see some folks from work play together, and we'll dive right in. So the last session, this is episode 3 or 4, depending on if you count our Blurk pilot. I don't. It's episode 3 in my mind of the official show. Last time you were all at sea. You started at sea and you were dealing with a big bad, a vampire, the vampire queen Fulmini, who was relocating her home base, specifically to avoid the watchful eye of the Bureau, but through misadventure and cunning plans, you managed to track down her ship, but then were subsequently boarded in the middle of the night, and chaos ensued. During that time, a octopus man was shrunk very small. His gun, which was tiny, got taken away from him, and then became big again at the end. And you know, it's now in the hands of one of our players, one of our characters. So Traven, we're gonna start with you. I am assuming you took the gun because you want to learn to use it, yeah?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. So our session begins where I think of the Bureau headquarters, I think of it sort of being like one of those big Scottish castles that's like clinging to the side of a mountain that has been repurposed on the interior for multiverse spanning government business, and of course they've used magics to expand the space that's inside. So rooms are much bigger. There's a lot more room on the inside of this castle, but even from the outside, it's quite enormous. And so, guns aren't super common. Your boss, Chief Scowler, has like a wand that he wears in a holster. A lot of mages are, even simple cantrips and stuff are usually, most agents know at least Firebolt or something like that, so they have something on hand, a ranged attack on hand. So there isn't anything quite like a firing range, but there is firing range isn't the right word, is it? shooting gallery. And but Traven, you're out sort of what I guess outside of the sort of in a courtyard that's in the front of the castle that houses Bureau HQ. And you have been joined by your deputy bureau chief, a hobgoblin by the name of Bola Fangheart. And she has grabbed a bunch of Malasha's empty tuna tins and has lined them up on top of a stone, a piece of stone that has broken off the side of the mountain, that's flat enough. And she says, we're going to say that you requested some help, or she immediately upon returning, she saw that you had a gun and was like, no, you're not just carrying that around. And so, Traven, you are standing sort of out in the cold on the mountainside, and Fangheart is giving you a bit of an earful about gun safety. So, you took this gun from Octopus Man, yes?
Yeah, it looked pretty neat.
But you can conjure fire in your hand and fling it at enemies at any time.
This is true, but I've never had one of these. It looks pretty interesting.
It's also extremely dangerous. Fireball will explode on someone else, but not in your hand. This gun looks like it was made by a child.
Yeah, but magic is dangerous.
Yeah, but not as dangerous to you as like tiny cannon that you hold in hand and could explode at any moment.
I could follow that logic.
Right. Well, I have a feeling that you will still keep it on hand, so I am going to well, we'll just try it out. We'll see. I've set up this makeshift shooting range. We'll see what you're capable of. So, actually, Dave, I can probably add a gun to your inventory. Should have done that before, but here we are. I'm just gonna get you to roll. So you're not proficient with the gun, obviously. So I'm gonna get you to level it towards the cans, and I get you to just do a straight dexterity roll to see how well you do with it.
Ooh, got zeros nose. All right, let's see what RNG says. So we got a 4.
No!
No.
I'm like, You know, magic is looking really nice right now.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
So long, Bola.
Mhm.
The gun makes like a huge sound that is just amplified by the mountainside and echoes everywhere. Some large raptor-like birds take off into the morning sky, and largish balls of snow sort of tumble down the mountainside. And one of them hits against this warded shield that is built like magic wall that is invisible to the most of the time, but is meant to protect the headquarters from any avalanches that may occur. A couple large balls of snow slam into it, and you can see the magic energy ripple over it. You look over to Fangheart, and she's doing this. She's standing on one foot and blocking, just trying to dodge, because she had no idea where that bullet was going to go. All right, so it is good that we are practicing then.
Yeah, you may have had a point earlier.
She says, give me that thing. She puts her hand out.
I hand it over. It's like, yeah,
Right.
You got it.
So it's all about posture and breathing, all right?
Mhm.
Think about when you cast a spell, right? You have to concentrate, yes? You have to recall your lessons. You have to recall the specific writings and formulas. This is all the same, except you're doing geometry, all right? Also, you are choosing your target. You will not be fighting tin cans when using the gun. You'll be fighting people with limbs and organs and heads, and you'll be choosing in the moment what part of them you want to put a hole in. That is not a decision you should make lightly. It can be a fun decision depending on how upset you are at these people, but it's something that you'll have to decide. But stand like this, and she takes like a posture of someone who is more used to maybe aiming a hand crossbow than an actual gun, but she stands with a lot more confidence than maybe you had, Traven, with the first one. And she's gonna roll. Find dice. There we go. The bullet rings out, and then there is an even louder sound of a can impacted, and that makes an even louder sound. A ton more snow falls down, and you can see the can just spinning on the stone until it falls down. Not bad for first shot.
I see. And Draven just pulls out pen and paper and takes notes. Like, all right,
no
geometry.
No notes. This is about feeling. All right? You have to feel the direction of the bullet. You know who might be able to help you with this? Is Malasha. She seems to know how to make missiles land where they need to go. But try again. Use my posture and you need to keep steady breath. You need to be able to hear your own thoughts. All right.
All right.
So give it another shot.
I'll give it a go.
And you can make another dexterity check, but do it with advantage. So roll twice, and we'll keep the highest since Fangheart is giving you a bit of help.
All right, let's go for the second one. So we got 10 and all right, 13.
There is you fire the gun, and there is a sound. There is just the sound of the hot bullet landing in the snow bank on the other side. And for a minute you think you've missed, but when you go over to look, you can see the side of the can has been scraped very clearly by your better aimed shot. And for the first time probably ever since you started, you see that Fangheart has a bit of a smile on her face. There's a little crook in the side of her mouth, and you can see the aforementioned fangs visible underneath. And she says, "Not bad for second shot." And she reaches down to grab the can. She says, "You keep this. All right. This is your first semi-successful attempt. So, put it on the shelf with your other school trophies, of which I'm sure you have many.
Of course.
We'll do this again. I would suggest you don't bring it, but agents don't listen to the things that I suggest. So, if you do bring it, make sure that what you're shooting at is really big. That's my suggestion. Those are the better targets for guns."
I'll take that advice.
Mm-hmm.
Takes those rights, feels the bullet. Got it.
Yes. You don't want to. It's metaphorical feeling of bullet. You want someone else to feel the actual physical bullet. And perhaps talk to Malasha. She's a skilled marksman.
Most definitely.
But don't talk to her about much else than firing bow and arrow, please.
Sounds like a plan.
You don't want to give her any other kind of ammunition.
We'll see.
Yeah, that's right, Traven. That's right.
Traven goes on 3 jobs, and is now sassy agent with everybody else. I like it.
It's like, hey, Malasha, I have a gun. Come use it real quick.
You don't want to make Bolzen jealous. So yeah, we'll jump over to Malasha and Moxie. You've had a bit of downtime. Perhaps some R&R or whatever. Hasn't been any missions, a lot of paperwork to fill out from logging the location and stuff of Philminnie's new hideout. And Kevius has been gone for about a week on a solo kind of job. Not one that is considered that needs a team. It's a kind of a bog standard escort mission. Certain big bats, to kind of keep them copacetic with the Bureau's interests, need sacrifices or little, for the greater good of keeping the big bats kind of calm, and the Bureau keeping them in the Bureau's eye line. Occasionally, depending on the big bad, offerings have to be brought. And Kevius, as we previously established, is a senior member of the agency, and so they're important jobs, if not super exciting. But he was trusted with that. However, he was only supposed to be gone 4 days, and this is the 7th day, and he hasn't reported in. I'm gambling that any of you care about what's happened to Kevius. If you don't, then we're in trouble for this adventure because, But at least one of you, I think, right?
Oh yeah.
I care about Kevius. You got to go save him.
I just don't understand. He goes on this mission. It's a vacation. He takes twice as long. I don't know. I want a day off too. I say to Moxie.
Do you want a vacation? Really?
Well, no.
She's been really snippy since they got back from the last
Listen, I mean, you're calling me out. No, I don't want a vacation. I love what we do here. And
a little too much, don't you?
Okay. Listen. Sorry. You don't have to listen to me if you don't want to. You do what you want. You always do. But I'm sorry. I tried to get rid of it, okay? I threw it. I threw it over, and it comes back. It just keeps coming. Look, and they raise up their arm, and their fur is blackened over where the leather bracers are now. The sickness keeps crawling further higher. I don't know how to get rid of it. I tried to say no. I've done everything I can.
Do you, deep down inside, want to get rid of this thing? Because on the surface, you say that you do. Maybe deep down you don't, and that's why it keeps coming back.
It sometimes does good for us. You could have died. I've
You could have died. That thing keeps us apart.
a necessary evil, perhaps, with the kind of work we do.
Well, I don't know if I can continue like this.
Malasha, there's a voice in your head, just whispering in your ear, that you know is Bolson, of course, and they say, "This woman is a liability. She wants to divide us. You don't want that, do you? You're just lying to appease her, to keep her off our scent, yes?"
Malasha's gonna remove the ring from her paw.
I'll need a wisdom save, please.
Okay. That one.
There is a shock that runs up your entire arm, and you can see little, just like the purple bolts that come out of the arrow. You can see lightning, like magical energy, cursed energy. As you pull the ring off, it snaps back on like magnetically, and you know what? I think you should take how much? What? It's necrotic damage that the Bolzen does, right? Or is it force damage?
I think it's force.
Okay. Take each one does 1d4, yeah?
Yep.
So take 1d4 force
Plus
damage.
8.
Well, that's because of your aim and stuff. So it's just the, we'll say 1d4 just straight. Or I guess I can roll the damage.
Yeah, you go for it.
Been playing a lot of indie games where I don't do any rolling. 2 force damage as it shocks you and snaps back onto your finger. And Bolzen says, "That's not funny."
Yeah, I think Moxie looks at Malasha, like what it looks like to her is like she's sort of starting to take it off and then it snaps back. So it looks like she's putting it back on, and Moxie's just going to say, I don't find that humorous, and just walks out.
Okay, I'm gonna try and find like a scrap piece of paper in our room, and I'm gonna try and write a message saying, and I'm gonna write down what Bolzen just spoke to me on the paper.
Okay. Yeah, make another
Save.
wisdom save.
Not on that one this time. Okay, that's a bit better. 12 plus wisdom, 14.
Half the things you write down are weird symbols that you don't understand, but you get the gist of what was written down, and you have to physically, you feel yourself leaning onto that writing hand to get it to move on the page. And Bolzen says, "You will not betray me. I've gifted you with a great, powerful abilities beyond your ken. We're a team, Malasha. There is only you and I."
Their heart like grows heavy in their chest, and she like leaves the apartment, slams the door behind her, and tries to find Moxie.
Outside is Agent Scowler, the Green Dragonborn, who is your boss and the acting chief of the bureau. And he says, "Oh, Malasha, I was looking for you. Is Moxie in there with you?"
No, I think she just went out to get some fresh air.
All right. Well, if you can round her and Traven up, that would be really great. I'm not worried, but I'm like a little worried about Kevius. Have you heard from him by chance?
No, actually, Moxie and myself were just discussing this as well. We are also quite worried about the extra vacation days.
Well, I'm a little concerned that he's not skiing something somewhere, Malasha. I think Kevius doesn't seem to relax that much. I think he might I'm worried he might be in some trouble.
Give him a jar of some acid gel and he might relax. I don't know. But sure, I'll go find Traven and Moxie.
He's just like looking at you with this exasperated look and says, "Thank you. Just have them round them up, bring them all to the war room. I'll be waiting."
You got it, sir.
I think Moxie has actually gone to see Chief Scowler. So she's
All right, so you're already
probably-
there. You're already there when Scowler gets back to the war room.
Yeah.
Sure. We lost Dave, eh? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll soldier on.
the screen looks awesome.
Okay.
All right. I'll go. If I would assume that Traven would have been practicing with his new gun.
You
So I
probably
think
would
I
have
would-
heard it. You
Yeah,
probably
I'll-
would have heard it. Yeah.
Maybe we can get one more shot in before we go to the war room, and I'll head
All
over there.
Okay. We'll deal with that when Dave's back, obviously. And so, Moxie, you find Scowler shaking his head, scratching the back of his neck, scrying on a big bad that he stops. You don't get to see you don't see what it is as you're approaching. He just pulls the little canister that containing the piece of the big bad that you use to scry on them, and puts it in his pocket. Oh, Moxie, good. Malasha ran into you, I guess.
No, I've come here to speak with you.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got stuff. We've got some stuff to go over, but I want everyone here. So, what's
Well,
up? And he crosses his arms.
Well, I told you when I first came here that I'm not a team player, and I am tired of playing on a team.
Well, it's not really an option.
Well, it is for Kevius. Why can't it be for me?
Kevius has seniority.
Well, perhaps his
Some
senior-
missions aren't about. They don't require a team effort.
Yes, and that's why I'm here. And he's
What's-
taken quite a long time too. I think I would have gotten this job done faster.
Well, that was what I was going to talk to you about. I'm concerned about why Kevius has been gone. He's usually as timely as a gnomish pocket watch. So I'm concerned, of course. But now, why don't you want to be a part of a team?
Oh, it's a bit of a bother.
A bit of a
No.
bother.
I'm not a team player. It's just
That's
it's
not what
difficult.
I've seen.
It's
I think you're getting used to it.
well,
What's
you keep-
actually happened?
nothing's happened per se. It's just really difficult working with people who don't want to work with you, who keep secrets and put themselves in danger.
And you yourself are an open book there, Mox?
This isn't about me, is it?
Well, the rules you have for yourself should apply to everyone. Rules you have for everyone else should apply to yourself too, don't you think?
No.
Well, maybe you feel like everyone that you've teamed up with is keeping secrets because you've got some. Maybe if you were more open, everyone else would be more open. I'm not your shrink, of course, but I am your boss. And
Well,
maybe in a few years you could get some solo jobs.
I just don't care for people putting themselves in unnecessary danger. And
And you are in the wrong job.
well, there's necessary danger and then there's unnecessary danger. And our last mission was very unnecessary, if you ask me. What are you going to do about that ring?
I have been assured by bureau eggheads far smarter than me that everything is under control with Bolzen. It's too much of an important asset, and it's too useful.
Oh, you sound very familiar. Had this conversation already.
If you've got concerns about fellow teammates, then I implore you to put together an official report. I can get you the appropriate forms. But
Yes, I suppose
you-
I shall fill out some paperwork.
it's the only way it's going to get. It's the only way that anyone's going to be able to. The official means are the only way that we're actually going to be able to deal with it. But if you're concerned about the actions of your team members, then maybe try leading.
Did you say
Show-
lead?
Yeah.
Leading.
Yeah, when you lead, you get to kind of be by yourself with other people.
Well,
It's alienating in a good way.
That does sound rather my cup of tea.
You tell them what to do, they do it. I'm not going to say it works. It's going to work with this group, but lead by example.
I'm now the team lead.
That's
Okay.
not
Yes.
really what I was getting.
She's just going to sit down and put her feet on the table.
Scowler has a look on his face like, what have I done? So
Someone summon the team.
a finger snap to get them. Yeah. All right. So Malasha, you were heading out to check in with to get Traven to bring him back to the war room, as it were, and he is standing outside with Fangheart. They're discussing the ins and outs of the hand cannon that he got from the pirate ship. And we'll say Traven spots you first.
Oh, hey, Malasha. Can you believe I have a gun now?
That's exactly why I'm here, my friend. Let's do some shooting.
Guns have barrels. Guns have barrels. I just realized that they've got barrels.
Time to enlarge one of the bullets.
Yeah, it's coming. It's all coming together.
It's meant to be.
Oh man, enlarging the gun. Okay, there's lots of good stuff that's going to happen, I'm sure.
Oh boy.
Fangheart is. We're having kind of a jovial conversation, almost like as close as Fangheart can get, a very friendly conversation. And then she turns and sees Malasha, and then her face just turns back into the rock hard stern look, and she says, we were just talking about your shooting skills.
Well, there we go. When the devil hears their names, they appear.
It's not. I don't think making that kind of nickname for yourself is appropriate. Or maybe it's all too appropriate.
People are really on my case today. God damn. Traven, we're being called to a meeting, but perhaps we do one final round here before we get going.
Sounds like a plan to me. Let's do it.
Now remember, as you aim, you want to picture your foe's weakness in your mind. All of the terrible things they have ever done to your family, to your heart by existing. And then they draw their bow.
Trey picks up a gun like, I'm sad now, but we can shoot at it.
I believe in you.
Oh, all right. So that's roll Dex.
Yeah, Dex roll at disadvantage, as you are somewhat terrified.
Wiping a tear.
Yeah, you're sad and terrified by Malasha's burn out their forsaken hearts from their chest speech.
I've got a 13, so a disadvantage. What would that be?
You roll again, but we'll take the lower result of the two.
So pray it rolls higher than that, and
Let's
then you
hope.
just get 13.
What a perfect cocktail. Sadness and gunfire.
14, 13 to 14.
All right.
13.
The one of the two remaining cans definitely gets clipped on the side and sort of wobbles a bit and falls off the back. So not quite a dead shot, but something about what Malasha's teachings just sunk in somewhat.
You're getting there, and I pat Draven on the back.
It's like, all right, happy thoughts, thank you.
All right, we should get going.
Let's do it.
And yeah, I'll lead the way back to the war room.
So you arrive at the war room and you see Moxie with her feet up on the sort of the desk in the middle, the table in the middle, looking smug.
More smug than usual.
More smug than usual. and you see Scowler. You hear Scowler speak into the sort of microphone's not the right word. The speaking tube beside the pneumatic tube that delivers things, and he just says, "Does Kevius have a last name?" No. Okay. He just says Kevius and maybe an agent number or something, and he rejoins the group. But nothing shows up just yet. Right, so Kevius is on that escort mission. They should have had the delivery. They should have been able to make the delivery a couple of days ago. We should have heard back from him for pickup, but that's 3 days ago. So, and there's been no word. And he looks at Moxie and Traven and says, "Have you heard from him at all?"
Not in the slightest.
No.
You know, we have been getting those budget sending scrolls, and now I'm thinking that they shorted out on him or something. God damn it. If we find out that it's the quartermaster's fault that he can't get in touch with us, it's gonna be mad. Look, we got to figure out where he is. All right. I've been checking on the big bad that he was making the delivery to, and it seems like all is calm. So, and then there's a thunk sound as something comes down the tube, and a little container that is similar to the ones that contain the elements of the big bads, drops down, except this one has a bit of have you got hair, Kevius?
The horns that grow back.
You got horns that grow back. Okay, so there's just some shavings off of a horn that's in there, just enough for the scry. Yeah, so let's just take a look. Maybe he's lost. That doesn't seem right, but we'll just check in on him. And you're here in case it's an emergency and not just and he looks at Malasha and says, vacation.
Yes, I'm getting a bit worried the more we talk about this.
Right. That's unfortunately the right attitude that I want you to have right now. So he puts the little canister down into a little slot that fits it perfectly, gives it a twist, says incantations and things, and the big divination orb in the middle. He ponders his orb, meme joke for the kids. And
it was safe.
Yeah,
it was fucking safe.
And the fog starts to swirl, and an image of it starts with Kevius's face, head hanging down. His helmet is on, but as it pans out, the rest of his armor isn't. He is bound by what looks like very strong rope, hands pinned to his side, to a rather large what looks at first to be a post of some kind, but is in fact a 10 or 15 foot tall bone that is just sort of has him propped up. He's not moving by the looks of it, and the area around him is incredibly it isn't the focus of the scry, so it's hazy, but you can see behind him what looks like dust clouds or sand being kicked up by a brutal wind that is sort of blowing against him. and Scowler's face blanches as much as a green dragon's can, and he says, "Okay, so this looks like not a vacation. We're just gonna get a gate to head to his location. All right. I don't know where you're going in blind right now because I don't know where he is, but yeah." And he yells something into the tube. Another thing gets shot down. A gate similar to the ones that deliver you all around the place for all your missions opens up, and you're just directed to head inside.
Moxie, as she's getting up us, what was he doing?
It's a confidential thing. It's above your pay grades, but he was just making. Occasionally, we got to make offerings to certain big bads, kind of keep them copacetic with our goals. Standard stuff. Just a caravan heading to deliver something like treasure to a big bad. It's pretty basic things, but I can tell he was tropical. That's not what this is. So he's been taken somewhere else.
All right then.
I'm sorry you don't have more information than this, but he's tied to a pole out there. We need him back.
Yes, well, let's go then, team. In case you didn't know, I'm your new leader. And she walks through the portal before anybody can say anything.
I'll follow you anywhere. And Malasha goes in.
I'm just excited to try the gun, and he just kind of happily goes in like, yes.
Do you say the thing about the gun out loud?
Yes. So
Okay.
How you try this?
Scowler, as you say that and step through, Scowler says, "What?" The inaccurate gate opens up into what looks basically like what is a cliffside drop, like 1,000 feet down. You're standing right on the edge of this. Think something like Colorado type, like rock formation, this massive plateau that and you are right on the edge that overhangs this precipitous drop. And before you is this massive temple, is the best way to describe it, that is made completely out of various bleached bones of different sizes, huge ones as part of the structure, small ones for all of the detail work. Just this massive cathedral of bone. I'll get you all to do a history check to see if you've done your big bad homework.
5.
14.
Did you get Traven?
14 as well.
All right. Moxie and Traven, you pick up on, you start to realize where you are. You're standing in front of the ossuary of Gix the Osirok, a sort of low-level big bad that is considered fairly low threat, since mostly they only target the things that are already dead. Being an Osirok, a sort of vulture version of the mighty rock bird. They don't tend to make people dead on their own. They just sort of go and scoop them up afterwards. But this place is a museum and a collection that Gix has been building for a very long time, of the most heroic and famous bones that he can get his hands on. Right now, from where you're standing, there's no sign of where Kevius is. If anyone wants to make a perception check, they might be able to get an idea. But there is just the cathedral or temple has this massive opening and door in it. It's not an actual door; it's just a big passageway inside, and there are various staircases and things going up. Moxie, that's an 11.
13 for me.
15.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. You, Traven, you are squinting, and the sun here, you realize, is now very hot. There is this hot wind that is blowing, sand and dirt all over the place. Dry, tumbleweed-like bushes roll past you and fall into the drop behind you. But as you squint through all of the dust, Traven, you see way up on the top, just from the angle that you're at, you can see sort of just that Kevius's helmet, and a little bit of his shoulders where he's propped up on the pole.
They say, Malasha Moxie, I think that's Kevius's helmet. Right there, as he points to it.
And then once Traven points it out, you can both see that. You can just see that his shoulders and then his head from where he is.
I want to look around and see if there's any sign of other people being here, like his captors.
Yeah, make another perception roll for me.
15.
15.
Mm-hmm.
There is a small. They were sort of obscured by a little kick, like a dust devil that had been kicked up. But you look and you see there is a small group of people. They're varied in the same way that you are. They're dressed. Each one is dressed differently. One has a lute. One is in metal armor, similar to Kevius's. Actually, no, they're wearing the plate mail that Kevius wishes he had, and they are they're sort of standing out front, but the one with the lute seems to be beseeching the temple itself.
And they're facing away from us?
Yeah, and they're far enough away, and the wind, like the wind that's blowing, is loud enough that you can't really make them out. I would say they're 400, 500 feet away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. I'll cast Pass Without Trace on all of us.
Okay.
And say, well, let's get to him. Let's go.
Okay. And with that, as you start to creep forward, we'll hop over to Kevius, who, I'd say lose a third of your hit points, Kevius, and you're exhausted. Just one point of exhaustion. If you're all right with that.
Yeah.
As you come to, you barely remember the ambush of the caravan, and there was just a large shadow that was over everything, and before you knew what was happening, you felt massive talons sink into your shoulders, and just the shock of the impact from them just sort of knocked you out. And now you are awake, but bound to this massive femur that has sort of stuck into this pile of bones and dried sinew and stuff to make it stand up. You're 10 feet off. You're from the bottom of your feet. It's 10 feet to the ground, but you're also on the edge of this temple tower, and falling would risk, further tumbling down the side.
How far is the ground from me?
This is a very large building, and I would say, you're 10 feet. You're 10 feet from where the pole is kind of planted into the top of this. But if you were to not stick the landing, you would fall probably another 400 feet, with hitting a bunch of bone shards down the way, violent Winnie the Pooh style. So it's
if I don't stick the landing.
That's if you don't stick the landing and if you can get out from the ropes. But we're going to keep things a little dramatic here before you just burst out Superman style, right? So there is a rustling of feathers behind you. I think, Kevius, you have been with the Bureau long enough to know about Gix.
Yeah.
And you would know there's his story, and this bird monstrosity obsessed with collecting the bones of famous people, and the sound of a massive shape shifting behind you and the ruffling of feathers, as Gix himself seems to be waking from a nap, and you hear heavy slow taloned footsteps coming over to you, and then this large vulture head on this outstretched neck sort of loops around to your front and says, "Are you comfortable, Kevius?
Hi, Gix.
How's the skin? Is it getting drier?"
No, Gix.
"Well, I'll keep you here as long as it takes."
You understand that these are incredibly just off-putting questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
These are not even like bothering, they're just off-putting.
I am not actually concerned by how you feel, Kevius.
Well, I mean,
If
you
you're-
have a guest over, you should care a little bit.
I'm not really interested in all the meat that covers you. I'm more interested in the skeleton inside. So I
Yeah,
saw an
that's the true
opportunity.
me.
That's
I
right.
knew it. At first eye glance, I knew it. Me, ripped, dazzling hero. You, large, nightmarish vulture. It was destined to be.
Make a little persuasion roll for me, please.
Sure thing. And I have one level of exhaustion, which sucks ass. That's gonna be 18.
Wow.
Woo!
There is like Gix gets kind of like a half smile on his face, and he says, "I usually prefer the company of the dead, but the flattery will get you everywhere, Kevius."
Oh, you. I gotta know, what makes you think I'm famous?
You don't think that you are a skilled hero?
Oh, I know I am, but I'm not famous. If you show off my bones, people are just gonna see something horned.
People don't see what I see when I look at these treasures, and their massive wingspan reaches out to like show like gesture to everything. And indeed, at the top here in Gix's nest is like these carefully displayed full skeletons, in the armor or the clothing that they were wearing, which is of course all withered away for the most part. Anything metal has withered. Anything not metal has withered away. But there are a dozen or so perfectly sun bleached skeletons of all different sizes. There is one that is clearly a Goliath, and dwarf skeletons, and just true high quality specimens from across the world. And Gix cocks his head and says, "You subdued the mighty Hydrail. You took on Tussentenor toe to toe."
That's a job, though.
"Well, I don't care if you don't think you're a hero, Kevius."
I mean, look, you can think that I'm as grand as you want, but I'm literally just doing my job. I'm not getting a name to myself. I'm not going to have songs to my name. Yeah, you might see something of me, and oh, buddy, I always appreciate that. But really, there's better people out there to stalk and hunt. So why me exactly?
I saw an opportunity to claim you. Occasionally, I prefer the simpler route of collecting the bones after they've already died, so that I don't have to have these what you call them, conversations. But I saw an opportunity to get you pre-dead, and well, now I can dry you out to my specificity.
Buddy, pre-dead isn't a word.
You're
It's
not
called-
my buddy.
Buddy, don't be like that. Come on, we've had a couple of good days. Don't ruin the fun now.
You should be honored by this great what's the right word for it? You should be honored by this great award you're being gifted. You get to join the ossuary. Few get to know that they've been added to my collection. You get to know. You get to be here when it happens. When you make the transition from meatbag to skeleton. Well, you'll probably be dead by the time that happens, but I'm being
Hopeful.
well, just trying to put a little flourish into it.
You'd be better with the flourish if you had more chances to talk to people. I know we've been over this before.
I grow weary.
How do you grow weary?
Have you talked to you?
Yes, it's great. Well, there was one time a wizard made an evil clone of myself, and it was awkward. But other than that, it's been great.
That clone is dead, yes?
No, it's out there somewhere.
Hmm.
Has a gun.
But you're the original, yes?
I think so.
Wait, the wizard has a gun?
No. Well, the wizard might now have a gun, but no, the evil clone has a gun.
Right. Ah, I can't follow this. You're the original, yes?
I think so.
Good enough. Now rot. And they
Or you might have a flawed copy.
make a persuasion roll.
That's gonna be a 15.
Gix is like starting to walk away, and he stops when you say that. And he says, You can take the spot in case I have to find the real one someday. And then he keeps going. He keeps going and sort of nuzzles down into his nest again.
I'm gonna call out very loudly, but you'll always know you only have a flawed imitation. It's kind of like cubic zirconium instead of having diamond. Where it kind of looks the same, but it's not. It doesn't have the same luster, like same kind of shine. Kiwi's is doing everything he can to just mess up Gix's sleep cycle.
Well, Gix is awake, and you can only sort of see over your shoulder, but you can feel his sort of hot gaze in the back of your neck. All right, we'll hop back down to the rest of the gang, the rest of the Scooby gang, and I guess you want to sneak up on these three adventurers, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they're in the direct path of getting to Kevius, yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of in front of the door.
Okay. Yeah.
So everyone give me stealth rolls, please.
Don't forget to add +10.
32.
Holy crap.
I know I'm gonna need that 10.
Oh wait, no, I rolled the wrong one. Sorry.
Technically, I can roll with advantage. Let's see if
Oh,
it's
sorry.
higher.
It's actually 34.
15. Yeah, I needed that.
Woo!
So the lowest is a 25.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, I rolled a 5, so.
Oh,
plus
so
10, so 15.
Yeah.
okay. Still with the other ones being in the 30s, you're able to. There are some bone piles, sort of piled up that you kind of creep between as you head forwards, and you get close enough to this group. I'll say, Traven, you get distracted by some movement. Something bleached white ducks between, with a kind of scraping sound as it moves, ducks between piles of bone, Traven, and that sort of distracts you. And Malasha or Moxie has to grab onto you to kind of keep you moving. You do see something move at the corner of your eye, but now you've ducked down and you are out of view of this little traveling band. And you can hear the, we'll say they're a gold dragonborn. They're wearing a musketeer style hat with a big feather in it, and their arms are up in the air, and they're just saying, Oh, Gix, we have performed so many mighty deeds. Please, please add us to your glorious ossuary. We have documented every step of our journey, and there are no one that would disagree with our status as heroes.
What? Does
Moxie's-
it look like we have? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Moxie.
No, Moxie's just gonna look over at the other two and just say, "A bit much, don't you think?"
Lasha nods.
What was
Um,
that, Traven?
I said, yeah, they do like a lot, so. Well, they got spirit.
The big Goliath in the heavy armor is, she says, I don't know if that Gix can hear us from here. Maybe we should go in. And the bard says, we aren't. Our bodies are not properly prepared to join the ossuary. That is something only Gix can do. And they fall to their knees. And you see as the paladin turns their head that they're wearing like a skull mask. They're all wearing these bleached kind of skull masks. So
What
Uh,
would Moxie know about? They said the name Gix. Would Moxie know anything else about this creature?
make another history check with advantage as you jog your memory. Your friends jog your memory. Sorry, your employees.
I got a natural 20, so 21.
Woo!
Okay. You suddenly remember your reading of Gix, the case file, which is case file 016 for those playing Big Bad Bingo at home. And Gix often gets the attention of adventurers and heroes that really want to be remembered, want to be classified as such, and have sort of snapped and have formed a bit of a cult around Gix. And they want to die heroes so that they can join Gix's ossuary.
Does Gix have minions of any sort?
Nothing on purpose.
Okay.
But there is a lot of magical energy and artifacts that have built up here, and you and Malasha now have started seeing some things shift in the bone piles out here, and just being agents of the Bureau and having a wizard with you, Traven, you would know that enough magical energy all in one place just has wild stuff starting to happen. So you don't remember specifics, but there are things that are around that are caused by all of the magic items that are accumulated on heroes' bodies. Gix has no interest in them, but he keeps them in just a pile, and that's a lot of mojo all in one place.
All right. So Moxie's just going to say, well, I suppose it's time you just follow my lead. And she waves her hand, and like there's like this black smoke that kind of billows around, and the next thing you see is she looks like a sort of cleric with feathers and white bone and a bone mask over her face, and she just steps forward and just starts chanting, and she will move towards this group and say, you have come to offer yourselves, but you are not yet worthy. You must enter the temple. There are others like you. And she sort of motions for Traven and Malasha to come over, and says, I am here as your guide.
Malasha takes a few steps forward. Oh, thank you. I'm eager to follow.
I'll follow our lead and say, yes, I am truly grateful. This is a sign from above.
Moxie, give me a persuasion check, please.
23.
23.
Yes.
The bard, the Goliath in the armor is about to say something, and then the bard puts a hand on her chest or on the armor and says, No, I have heard of this, of a guide. Perhaps someone who Gix has promised to post dead. Yes, no, this is a thing. We should listen to this person. And you can tell that they are, without an insight check, you can tell that they just don't want to be wrong about any Gix-related facts. And so you were convincingly accurate enough that they are just going along with it. And they bow, the bard bows and says, please lead on, bony one.
So Moxie says, your first task is to enter.
Well, that's easy. And the bard just starts to march towards the door.
I'll follow, but like at least 10 feet behind. So they get in trouble, and I try to stay outside.
I will do the exact same. It's like, yeah, they got it.
The third adventurer is a dour-looking dwarf in like leathers and just two bandoliers of daggers strapped to their body. There's just like a grunt, and they fall in line behind the Goliath and go in. There isn't anything strange that happens once they pass the threshold, but the smell, for obvious reasons, is not good. Some would say it's bad, and it is overwhelming.
Do we have the feeling that we have to get through the temple to get to where Kevius is?
Well, you've seen Kevius on the roof.
So we have to get up. Okay, great.
Yeah. And inside there is like a massive spine that is big enough to be this spiral staircase that takes you up to the next floor. And down here is Gix's lesser collection, where they don't have any of their outfits or anything on them. There's just these propped up skeletons displayed, and then there are shelves of bits and pieces, knuckle bones in jars and skulls on shelves. This is the this is where the low-ranking heroes end up in Gix's estimation. The three adventurers that you persuaded to go in are just in awe, and you can see like a little tear going down the gold dragonborn's face and the bard, and they say, I can't wait for my heroic countenance to be amongst this incredible collection.
Yes, this is where you belong, level 1. And I'll start climbing the spine.
The bard falls in step with you, Moxie, and says, I've been taking calcium supplements. I want my skull to be as smooth as a baby's bottom.
Draven then proceeds to climb afterwards, like, yeah. Let me move a little bit faster.
Unless I should
some
stop.
Chat for people who think that drinking milk makes your bones smooth, though. That's not how bones work at all.
I know Moxie's like, should I correct this individual or just?
The bard, eager to please, is obviously waiting for you to say something either positive or negative about it, just to correct him.
Moxie just says, I am not the one here to judge you ultimately. You must prove your worth.
Right. But he will look at my bones, right?
Those who seek too much praise make their bones weaker.
Make a persuasion roll.
Osteoporosis, I hear.
Ah, yes. Do you have desire? That causes osteoporosis.
9. She got a 9 this time.
No.
Aw.
The bard looks at you, looks you up and down, and says, I see. Thank you, bony one. And we're sticking to that. We're going to make that happen. And and he heads off to the... They head off to the spiraling staircase made out of a spine.
I think Moxie is also going to say to the ones that are trailing behind this other adventuring party, you will be faced with a great challenge, one that may defy logic. But trust me, when the time comes, you will know what is right and what is wrong.
The Goliath and the dwarfs are nodding, but the bard, as they're going up, gets in lockstep with them, and they have a hushed conversation further up ahead. And you see Moxie periodically, the bard, looking over his shoulder, their shoulder at you. So we'll bounce back up to Kevius.
Okay. Can I tell if Gix is trying to go to sleep right now?
Make a perception check for me. An exhausted perception check, please.
Yep, I'm aware. I'm aware of the exhaustion.
I
you
know.
scamp.
Just keeping you honest there, pal.
That's straight up 12.
A straight up 12.
Yeah, we're natural 12s.
Oh, right, yeah.
Could have been a 20.
Gix is known for horrible snoring, and there is none. And as you kind of try and glance over your shoulder, you can see that Gix is staring at you, like he's watching flesh dry, but seems to be kind of into it.
Keep goes over. Are you tired at all? Because I know just a wonderful lullaby.
Why do you want me to sleep, Kevius?
I don't know. I'm going to be here for a while. Hearing someone snore makes me snore. Makes me fall asleep. No.
Don't concern yourself with whether or not I'm tired.
Well, I want my host to be comfortable. I'm clearly not going anywhere.
I'm fine, Kevius. I don't appreciate it.
No, don't worry. It's on me. It's on me. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna use thaumaturgy to make my voice boom 3 times as loud for 1 minute.
Okay. Just scream a lullaby at him?
No, just straight up just yelling, shut your mouth, lay down, and don't move for about 8 hours. And then just like with my +3 exhausted performance, just scream out a lute solo.
Okay.
Then continue on, zip your mouth hole and close your eyes. Someone's gonna get some sleep tonight.
Okay.
Well,
just you being
the worst guest I can possibly be.
Sure. Okay. Is this like leaning into intimidation territory to get him riled up?
This is Kevius just straight up being a nuisance.
Okay, but what's the reaction you want from the big bird?
Just upset at the situation, honestly. I just want him to be upset.
Okay. Yeah, let's make an intimidation roll. I think it falls under that category.
All right, let's do this.
I think I accidentally activated my GOOGLE, so I'm sorry if she says something else.
So the first roll was a 19.
Mm-hmm.
The second roll is a 17.
Cool.
So 20.
Okay. You get your wish almost immediately. Gix jumps into the air so that they can get to you as fast as possible, swoops down beside you, and is going to make a beak attack against you. So you're restrained, definitely.
Mhm.
That means, but that just affects your movement.
Yep.
There's no disadvantage there, or no advantaged attacks, I don't think. Right? Anyone remember how to play D&D?
No, it's been about a month.
Yeah.
That's what we were saying at the start.
You have advantage on me because I'm restrained.
Okay. Then that's going to happen. They're aiming. So that's a 17 plus 9 is 26.
Hits.
Yeah. And so they're aiming to try and, I don't know, like for your lip or your mouth to try and like, this bird is intelligent enough to speak, but is not necessarily, is still an animal, and just thinks mouth make noise, me take mouth. And so they aim for that.
Are they flying in front of me?
They more just swooped down to get close to you so that they didn't have to like walk because they're very slow on their feet. They're not flying. They're just their neck is long enough to kind of reach around and attack you. And so I got to roll the damage for this.
Feels weird to be attacked by a Skeksis.
Big Skeksis.
Like a dire Skeksis.
Yeah. And 18 plus 4 is 22.
22 damage? All right.
22 piercing damage. And yeah, there's like a chunk of lip is like ripped off.
I have a helmet on.
Oh, you do have a helmet on.
I fully have a helmet on.
That's the only thing you wear.
Okay, then you're right. Then the what he does is brings his beak down as hard as he can on the helmet to try and knock you out again, so you don't talk. I think that makes the most sense. And your ears are ringing. Obviously.
Would I know just kind of like how good Gix is with decision making, like how wise Gix is?
You would know that they're considerably wiser than they are smart. Like though he likes to think that he has a massive knowledge of history, it's very much limited, and his memory is not great. But he's difficult to fool.
Gotcha. So he would definitely recognize spellcasting.
Mm-hmm. Well, he knows he holds spellcasting in high esteem, of course.
Gotcha. I look at Gix and say, didn't you want to like make this last longer? What's up with this?
I'm starting to regret my decision of keeping you alive.
Oh, that hurts. That really, really hurts my feelings.
Well, I'll hurt more than your feelings if you don't shut up.
I look at Gix, just on the Hail Mary that this could work. I'm going to look at Gix and cast command and say drop.
Drop.
Off the cliff.
Command's only one word though.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying drop.
I'm saying drop with the intention of him. Right. Okay. What is the save that I need?
Oh, sorry. Grovel. Grovel is a technical thing, but I wanted to like drop down off the cliff. But it's going to be a Wisdom save DC 15.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he's got a good Wisdom save, so this probably won't work. But it'll be funny if it does.
I'll keep my fingers crossed for you.
Yeah.
There is a mighty screech. Ah! And then he flattens down to the ground, flipping onto his back.
Is he within reach?
He's now sort of out of reach.
Gotcha.
No tricks, Kevius.
Hey, you're the one who bit me.
Yeah, now I think that perhaps you should drop. And the bird hops up to his feet. You three adventurers coming up, the three agents coming up, hear a large thud as all of this kind of goes down, and dust, bone dust, and sand and dirt sort of fall off of everything. And you know something is happening up at the top. You've made it up to the second floor now, and there's a decent amount of armored individuals. In the corner is a pile of loot, just like treasures untold, stacked up, thrown aside like no one's like an old pair of socks, basically. And as you eye it, you see some things shift inside of it, and these two rather large, sort of like skeletal constructs kind of roll out. They seem to be made out of various different pieces, humanoid skulls mixed with animal parts, just like a random amalgamation of strange bits and pieces. And they roll out, the treasure clinking down their multiple rib cages, and emptying out beneath them. And they seem very protective of this pile. They don't advance. There's another thud as Kevius. Okay, roll initiative, Kevius, just to see the timing of things, so you'll have an option to attack. But Gix has backed up.
12. One of them natural 12s. I keep rolling.
Weighted dice to be
You
average.
You hear the beating of wings as Gix takes off in earnest. And then you hear the sound of wind passing over massive wings as he's clearly dive bombing right to you to just presumably to snap the bone and knock you down. But you get a split-second action to do something. Make it cool, because we're about to go to break.
Cool. I'm gonna try to
pressure.
fully bust out of this.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and fully bust out of this so that when he dives on where I was, I can grab onto him.
Shadow of the Colossus, this one. I see it. I see. Go for an athletics check, I guess.
Athletics check? All right. Please, sweet Jesus. Please, sweet Jesus. Oh, thank fucking Christ. That is going to be a 21.
That's our one swear for our PG-13. Mark it down. Would you get a 21?
21.
The ropes are tied tight. You don't know how Gix has done this, but he's obviously done it before.
Can I put this out there that I don't mind shattering my hands to do this?
I don't think that you will need to do that. 21
Okay.
is still a very, very strong roll. And you push against the rope, stretching it as much as you can, and then you feel the body, the massive shape moving towards you, and impact is imminent, which you brace yourself for, and that's where we'll go to break. Because we're at 6:30. I haven't got the official warning from Jess, but I think that's a good time to do it. Right. We'll find out what happened to Kevius after the break. This was my natural lead into the break. So grab a snack or and a drink, obviously. Get up, stretch. That's what we're all going to do. Make sure that we're all hydrated, moisturized, and so on. If you haven't already, give us a follow. Hope you're all having a good time. I have been having a good time myself. And yeah, we'll send some links to the different things that are happening, the Black Friday sale, the schedule, all this kind of stuff. And yeah, we'll be back after a quick 10-minute break. All right. Hello, everybody, and we're back for with episode 3 of what are the shows called? The Big Bad Bureau. So the Big Bad Broadcast. Where we left off. Where we left off. Kevius, who has been tied to a 15-foot tall femur, tried to escape his surly bonds from the ropes that had been tied around him, just as Gix was dive bombing at him to just snap the bone so that he would tumble likely to his death at the base of Gix's mighty ossuary. While our intrepid agents, Melasha, Moxie, and Traven, have been making their way up with a group of weird self-worshipping hero cultists that desperately want their bones to be on display in Gix's museum. Mausoleum. There's something in there. Combination of mausoleum and museum. I'll workshop that. Mauseum? That could work. So, right. There, just as the three of you, Melasha, Moxie, and Traven, make it up the last flight of spine to the nest, you hear a snapping noise and see as you come up through the hole in the floor, you see a rush of a shadow overhead and a rush of wind. And then you look over and you see just the last bit of the broken femur fall over the edge and plummet. Kevius is nowhere to be seen. Kevius, can I get Kevius, you drop out of the ropes, but you said you wanted to try and grab onto Gix, right? Okay. Sorry, can you say something again? You were muted for me. I don't know.
Hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Cool. Yes, I was trying to grab onto him.
Cool. Give me a acrobatics check, please.
On the bright side, the heavy armor won't be slowing me down on this.
Channel your inner heroic skeleton, Kevius.
That's one of them natural 11s.
Okay. You try to get your hands on the greasy feathers of Gix, and though they are massive, they're covered in the slick kind of, grossness that follows someone who collects dead things around, and you find yourself almost about to fall down, but you grab onto the side of the the top of the ossuary. And so Traven, Melasha, and Moxie, what you see is the first of Kevius's arms starting to pull himself back up, and then you see his helmet and his horns, his horned head coming up. And I'll get everyone to roll initiative, I think, at this point.
All right.
Good.
17.
16.
Rolling. Well, 5.
No.
It's like this. I was like, don't worry, I'll wait.
What was your initiative, Kevius?
Oh, I thought we were giving my initiative last time, but yeah.
Oh no,
okay.
that was just to determine that one thing. You can roll
Okay,
again.
cool. This is even better. This is going to be a grand total. I don't know why it's taking me so long to do math when my bonus is a +0. You think it'd be faster. It's going to be 11.
There's some nuance, there. Some factors to consider.
Carrying the
Alright.
0, yeah.
It's big, it's round, it's heavy. Alrighty. And all right. That's Malasha up first. So you see Kevius. Kevius, you're half pulled up, pulling yourself up. And Malasha, you look up and out off the top of this wind-blown bone palace, and Gix is wheeling back around about 30 feet away from the edge, and is wheeling back around towards you all.
Looking like it's gonna attack again.
Looking like it's gonna do just
Something
that.
not good. All right. And how far away am I from Kevius?
The nest up here, or at least the top floor is pretty big. It's maybe about 100 feet across, and so you are coming up from the center. You're about 50 feet away from Kevius.
Okay. Then I'm going to. I have a 35-foot movement speed, but I'm going to use my feline agility and double my movement to get to Kevius. And as my action, I'm going to help him up from where he's fallen. And bonus action, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on Gix.
Okay. Sorry, the first thing you're doing is a help action?
Yeah,
No.
just to help Kevius get up. If I can
Okay.
actually like lift him up as my action, I'll do that. But if not, I'll just give the
I
help
think it
action.
makes sense. Athletics check on his turn
Cool.
to pull himself up, but you'll roll normally. Kevius cancels out the disadvantage. Pardon me. Okay. Malasha grips onto your arms, Kevius, and is getting ready to lift you up.
Cool.
Mox.
All right. Moxie is going to she's going to stay by the staircase for now, I think. No, she's going to at the staircase, she's just going to sort of like weave her magic, and from her fingers right before she gets up to the surface, there's going to be a skull form, a 5-foot skull of like let's say it's a dragon wormling skull, and it looks like it's got runes on it. She's going to place that sort of by the stairs, covering the stairs, and run over to Kevius. What she wants to do is sort of like distract Gix with some shiny, beautiful skull that seems like it might be more important than Kevius.
What's the which spell is this? Major image?
Minor illusion.
Minor illusion. Okay. Yeah. All right. Make a persuasion check.
Okay. A 19.
Okay. I rolled insight for Gix, and we'll see how he reacts on his turn. This massive, magical-looking, shimmery skull appears, hovering over right in the path of where Gix looks like he's going to dive down across. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
She's just going to run over to Kevius, because I think on her next turn she's going to try doing some healing.
Okay. So your movement is just 30 feet, so you're not quite there, but you're going to head in that direction? Okay.
Yeah.
Next up is Gix. I said he was 30 feet away from the edge, right? Yeah. So, what's he gonna do? He's gonna do the grossest thing on his list. So he dives as he's flying down, as he's coming down upon you. You can see his whole kind of upper body making these like kind of gestures, and then as he flies over top of Malasha, Moxie, and Kevius, he vomits up a disgusting spray of stomach acid to hit you. It's a 50-foot line, 5 feet wide. Everyone needs to make me a dexterity saving throw. Not everyone but Traven needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, that was pretty good. 21.
18.
15.
Okay, Kevius failed the check.
No.
Everyone else
Aw.
passed.
You're hanging off a cliff.
Ooh, boy. This is some potent puke. Uh, it would be poetic for acid to be what takes you out. No, right?
Oh no.
So, Kevius, you take the full 52 acid damage.
Oh.
52?
Wow.
That's what they rolled, and I rolled 3 1s.
Is it acid damage?
Yeah, they don't have barf damage in D&D, so it's acid damage. And 26 for Moxie and Malasha, as you are just slimer hosed by a massive amount of bird gut juice. So Kevius, you're down.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say that Malasha's health action lets her see that you are not going to because Malasha's holding on to you, that you don't just fall immediately. But someone will
Okay.
have to be actively pulling you up. Okay, that is Gix's turn.
I've got you, Kevius. Don't worry. You can't.
This
see
was a
me
full
anymore.
250. You're struggling.
Ah!
Next.
My talons like dig into your skin.
Causing more damage.
Next
you,
up,
like you
Okay.
grab on, all of a sudden you just see the red flash of damage.
next up is Kevius, so I'm gonna need a little death save from you.
Let's go! 10.
Oh no,
Ah.
that is just a fail, isn't it? You need 11 or higher. So that's one fail on our death saves. As you watch Malasha, you do see there is a
I think
couple
you
of
10 or higher success.
Succeed, yeah, on a 10.
Oh, it's a 10 or higher is a success.
Yep.
Okay, good. So that's a success.
Let's
Everyone
go!
at home, everyone at home's like, Kevius, no, and looking up.
Kevius, yes.
Yeah. All right. You cling to life. That's your turn. All right, Traven.
Okay, how far am I from Kevius? You think? Around like 60?
You're 50 feet from the edge. So
Okay.
he's sort of clinging to the edge. So you're
He's
50 feet
cling-
away.
And Malasha's trying to help him up, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Can
all of them have been, and then Moxie's about 20 feet away, and they're all covered in the
Acid.
stuff.
If,
yeah.
if I reduced his size, would he be easily pick upable? Okay, then
that stands to reason.
okay, cool. Then I would like to just dash on over as fast as I can. Reduce and enlarge is 30 feet, so it's within it, and just cast reduce size on Kevius.
Just with your regular motion, you can get there. What's the save? What would Kevius normally have to roll to avoid it?
Con saving throw.
Con save?
Yep.
Okay. I say you automatically fail that. And so Traven, you take a few steps forward. And so this is all happening as the bird is swooping down overhead. You duck down, run over, reach out and cast your soon-to-be signature spell. And Moxie, you fall backwards as Kevius shrinks to a quarter his size, and you fall back with tiny Kevius. How tall is Kevius?
Let me look at my details real quick. Description. Just as medium, didn't fill that in. So let's go
Okay.
with the good. He's got like a 16 strength for constitution. Let's go with a very solid 5'10".
5'10". Okay. So whatever a quarter of that is, I guess. Or no, is it half size?
It's
is it?
half size, I do believe. Yeah, half
Okay.
in all dimensions.
So yeah, a gnome-sized. You pull a gnome-sized Kevius up. The helmet and everything shrinks as well, I believe. So yeah,
Yep,
there's
just
a
shy
tiny,
of 3 feet.
tiny little Kevius gets pulled up, and you fall backwards, Malasha.
Snack size.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's my
After.
turn.
Oh wait, perfect. As Gix wheels back around, you look back, Moxie, and you lock eyes with this beast, and you feel like this thing has marked you with its
Okay.
legendary action called Scavenger's Mark. All right. And that leads us to top of the round, Malasha.
All right. I'm still whole. Am I prone? Because I fell?
Yep. I
Okay.
forgot about that, but now you are, yeah.
I have 0 movement. Damn it.
So you're prone. You stay prone for this turn.
Yeah. And I'll like set Kevius down. Unconscious Kevius. And then I will take disadvantage on all of my attacks as I am lying prone. I'm gonna shoot 5 arrows of Bolzan straight for Gix.
All right.
Oh, no, I'm not. That's dumb. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds. You're right here, Kevius. What am I doing? I'll
Okay.
use it as a 2nd level spell instead, so that'll be my action, which is 2d8 plus 2. Just doesn't want to roll. There we go. So you're healed for 10 HP, Kevius.
Heck yes.
As prone Malasha, like, just biscuit pushes on your pectoral muscles to bring you back to life.
Alrighty.
And then bonus action. I don't think I can do anything. Prone. Nope. So that's it for my turn.
Alrighty. Kevius, life returns to you. You taking a big gasp of air, and then there is the foulest stench you've ever smelt. And you look down at your body, and you can actually see in some of where your skin is thinnest, you can see bone, where the acid is eaten away.
It's
Yeah,
really
cool.
wonderful to see you all, but this is horrifying.
Your skeleton's trying to break free to join the skeleton war, Kevius.
Not yet.
Not today, skeleton. All right. You can't move, bonus action or anything, Malasha?
Nope. That's it.
Okay. And that brings us to Moxie.
I have a question about the acid that got dumped on all of us. Was that considered an attack?
What's the context of the question? Because it wasn't an attack roll; it was an area of effect, right? So.
I just wanted to know if I could have used my dodge to uncanny dodge.
To reduce it down to half or by half. Yeah, I would say that makes sense.
Okay.
I think
Yes.
rogues get an ability to have area OE effects also, and was that.
There's the one where dex saves a success. You take half damage on a fail and
Right.
no damage on a success. But then you've also got uncanny dodge, which is a half. Use your reaction to take half damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it applies to most things, so that absolutely makes sense.
Okay.
So,
I
it's
think
13 damage only.
Moxie, realizing that she's targeted, is
Not to
Probab-
interrupt, but evasion says you take half damage on a failure, no damage on a success.
But I don't think Moxie's got evasion. I think
Not
you've
yet,
got uncanny
yeah.
dodge.
Oh,
Yeah.
uncanny dodge.
Yeah.
Gotcha. My bad there.
okay. So I think she's going to wave her hands again, and this time, you've seen it before, just like this sort of black smoky cloud goes over her, and she's just shrouded in this necrotic energy, and her disguise just falls into like this deathly looking shadow of herself. So she's got her necrotic shroud up, and I think the only other thing she can do is Can she? She's going to cast out her hand, and from all the necrotic energy, a blade also comes out, and she's just gonna like sort of ready herself for what's coming next.
Okay. At the end of your turn, you see Gix. You feel him land on top of one of the heroes that followed up, that are just sort of out in the open, waving their arms, trying to get his attention, and it works. The bard who's praising him gets picked up by Gix, or Gix sort of slams into him and grabs onto him, and it just flings him off the top of the ossuary. And then it's Gix's turn. So he's gonna wheel back around. Well, first, I have to see if his puke recharges.
Please no, God.
Yeah. And okay, he's gonna dive at you, Moxie. So he gets to make one beak attack and one talon attack. So first the talons come in. Advantage. 18.
That hits.
Okay. So as the talons dig into you, you take
If he's coming within 10 feet of me, he also has to make a charisma saving throw.
a charisma save.
Yeah, for the necrotic shroud.
Okay. I mean, he's a real charmer, right? So that's a 14.
That 14. Does that? It's supposed to be. DC is
Meets
14.
beats.
Meets beats, yeah. So he makes it.
And as he's done this, he has like dove through your illusion, and come out the other side of the skull, just ignoring it completely.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have your reaction back, right? So you'll be able to have this again.
Yeah.
I'm earnestly not trying to kill anybody. So you take 26 points of damage as the talons grip into you.
All right.
My skeleton says otherwise.
It's still inside of you, Kevius. Stop the blading.
For now.
All right.
Okay, and you are grappled by this attack. His
Okay.
talons are now occupied. And then a massive beak swings down to try and take a chomp out of you. He rolled a 26.
Oh yeah.
Woo!
Okay.
Oh no.
So that's another hit. Oh, did you use your reaction to have that damage?
Can
That
I?
first one? Or are you still
Yeah.
saving it?
I used it on the first one.
Alrighty.
However, I think I'm going to.
So that is 19 points of piercing damage as the beak comes down onto you.
Mox is down. She's out.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Oh no. Time to flee. Okay, that's Gix's turn. He flops you. He just sort of drops you, and lands on either side of Moxie, and just turns the head to look at you. And Moxie, obviously you're out cold, but everyone else you can see Gix kind of like looking Moxie up and down, and says, "This is no hero," and then takes off back into the air.
Wow.
It's a good
Rude.
thing because you don't want him taking your bones out right now. Hero equals he wants your bones. So you're lucky you're the Suicide Squad. So Kevius, it's your turn. You got 10 hit points. What are you gonna do with them, buddy?
Man, to go up into the air again?
He
took off
sort
into the-
well, yeah, sort of. He's up off the ground. Not far.
All right, I'm going to use an action to lay on hands myself.
Is this a really appropriate time for that? Sorry, it's just the go-to joke.
Oh, you.
Okay. We'll put a set.
I'm gonna heal myself for 35.
Holy crap!
Yes, that is.
You dumped the whole all 7 levels. I think it makes sense. All right, you're back up. I mean, you've been up. Now you're at 45 hit points.
My bones are back to being concealed.
Yeah.
I look around. Is there any weapon nearby?
Give me a perception check.
Sure thing. Oh no.
You don't stop being exhausted when you go unconscious, right?
No.
Okay.
That is going to be a 12.
There are several fully decked out skeletons here. The closest one has a spear.
I'm gonna grab that spear.
Well, you'll have to get up, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll say you're close enough to go and grab it.
Okay.
So you have a spear or whatever that... It's not magic or anything, it's just a spear.
Just need a spear. And I am going to cast as a bonus action on myself. God. I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on myself.
Okay.
If he tries to attack me, he's going to have to make a wisdom saving throw, or has to choose a new target. Now that I say that out loud, I feel like that's a bad thing to cast, given how squishy my teammates are.
What?
When did you say that?
I don't know. I feel like my current hit point total is more than some of y'all's max hit points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I'm saying this out loud, I'm like, this is not a good idea. It's not conducive to y'all living. So instead, I am going to cast as a bonus action, Branding Smite.
Okay.
And hold on to that. Yeah.
For your next spear attack.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so you're sort of at the foot of this, the skeleton of what appears to be like a, centurion style with a tower shield and the spear.
Oh God, can I grab that shield too or no?
You got one free action to grab onto the spear, but you've used all your other actions to do stuff. You could probably grab it at the start of your next turn, but you don't have it right now.
Cool.
So. All right, and now it's over to Traven.
Well, Traven thinks to himself, all right, it's almost time. So he uses, I think it's called a magic weapon at the 4th level and uses it on the gun.
Okay.
And then he casts haste on himself.
Okay.
And then, I don't know where Gex is, but where would be like a really good space to like possibly shoot him from?
So
I
I
want to
will
go to his
say,
side.
I will say magic weapon. You can't cast magic weapon and haste on the same turn because they're two like spells with a level attached to them. So
Oh, it says
yeah.
bonus action, I thought.
yeah,
Yeah, it says BA. Is that bonus action?
yeah, but technically by the
'cause it's
rules, you
higher?
can't cast more than one like spell with a level. You
Aw.
could cast a cantrip and a spell, but you know
Okay.
what? Haste is your signature move, and you're finally using it to fire a gun really fast a bunch of times. So I'll
Yeah.
allow it.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here for it. So that's it. Just for my movement, I want to just kind of move on over to a spot that's easier to shoot him, maybe to his side because I don't want his attention.
So he is sort of near between the stairs that you've come up and the edge. So he's maybe 25. Well, no, you moved over. He's not very far from you, and he's about to take off again. So I mean, this is as good a spot to shoot him at from anywhere.
Cool.
Magic weapon gives you +1, and haste lets you make an extra attack each round. I
Yeah.
believe. So you can fire one shot with the gun after all of this magic has been done.
Okay.
So give me a dexterity attack roll and a dexterity roll, and you are going to add +1 because of magic weapon, I think.
Okay. Yep.
Is that the way the spell works?
Pass that
Yeah.
4th
+1
level.
on attack. Yeah. 4th level is +2. And I still only hit 12 with that. I have another idea, but that's next turn.
10, 12. So you're You are trying to remember both the lessons that what's her name? Fang Face.
Willow Fangheart.
Fangheart, yes. That the calm words that Fangheart told you, and then the violent instructions that Malasha instructed, and you try and level a gun, and the bullet rips through a bunch of wing feathers on one side. Doesn't do any direct harm, but it definitely gets Gix's attention as they take up into the air. Okay.
All right.
And did you want to move anywhere else?
I still want to see maybe just be on the side of them. Like I don't want to catch their full
Yeah.
attention.
I'll say you're far enough away that you're not going to be risking any attacks from him if you move. So you could definitely get like +2 cover, like +2 to your armor class cover as you duck behind a pile of bones.
Sounds good.
Cool. Top of the round, Malasha.
My love is down. Malasha gets up and rushes to Moxie. And normally, to cast this spell on Moxie, she would plant a real sweet one on her. But valuing consent, I don't think Moxie's in the mood for that right now. So we'll do the same pectoral biscuits instead and cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level. Not today, darling. Come up. And 11. Well, could have been worse.
One more than Kivius got. Anyway.
Yeah. Rolling low on my die today. And then bonus action. No, I can't because I already cast a spell. So that's it for me because I used my movement.
So Moxie, above you, you see just as you see the shadow of Gix kind of leaving. And then clawed hands come down and grab onto your shoulders again, and you wake up with a start as some life rejuvenating healing comes to you, and that is Malasha's turn.
Moxie just sort of lets out a cough, and just stares at Malasha and is unusually without words.
Okay. What would you like to do anything you'd like to do on your turn?
So Gix is
sort of taken to the air again, is wheeling back around.
all right. My character sheet is not moving. I don't know what's going on here, so I need to reload it. Just 1 second here. I think what she's going to do is sort of like adjust her crown, her circlet, and I think she's going to try making use of that again once I get my character sheet back up. Here we go. All right. So yeah, she sort of just sits up, looks over at Malasha, and then taps on her circlet, and it casts Scorching Ray.
At Gix.
Or at Malasha.
Curse!
I gotta ask. All right. That's a spell.
That is a
spell
spell,
attack, right?
and when I make the spell attack, with this I make it with an attack bonus of +5. So let's see. So 22 to hit.
22.
Yeah.
That hits. So a laser beam of hot fire fans out.
Shoots out 10 points of fire damage.
Okay.
I think you get 3 attacks with that too. Scorching Ray.
Yeah, that's right. There's 3 that come out, so you can make 2 more attacks.
Oh, yeah, you're right. All right, let's do this.
Fry that chicken.
and another 3 and 8. So a total of, what is that? 18, 19, 21 total.
21 to hit, 21 damage. So, yeah, a scorching beam of flame fires up into the sky and slams into the side of the turning Gix. And there is the distinct smell of burning feathers and flesh. And at the end of your turn, Moxie, Moxie, finish up your turn.
She can also, because she's got her necrotic shroud as part of her race feature, her fallen
Okay.
Aasimar feature. She can. I'm assuming this isn't going to do anything or much, but she's got. She can deal an extra 7 points of necrotic damage.
Okay. So Gix has taken a total of 28. Cool. And are you pulling yourself up to your feet, Moxie?
Yeah, if she can do that as well.
Sure.
I'm just gonna
It's half your movement to stand up, so
Yeah.
if there's somewhere you want to move to, you've got
I
15.
think she's probably gonna try finding a pile of bones or something to take cover from behind.
Sure. I think the same one that Traven is behind, you can get to.
All right.
But as you duck in behind there, and you can get +2 cover from that, Gix, who was about to lock eyes with Kevius, attention is now on Moxie as the first person to do damage, and you feel the little animated target appear over your forehead and disappear like in an RPG. All right, and now it's Gix's turn. Acid. Are you back? So, the Gix swoops down low and says, just as he's coming down, swinging down to attack you, Moxie, and he says, "I have no time for cowards," and is going to make a claw attack at you, a talon attack. And you've got +2 to your AC. Oof. 13.
13 is my armor class.
No!
Extra +2 from the cover.
Oh, no, 15 then. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
Coolio.
scrabbling, grabby hands, talons try and get onto you, and then the giant vulture takes the opportunity to take a bite at the shrinking wizard. Not at advantage because
Moxie just
No.
throws in, if you have no time for me, then what are you doing here?
It doesn't respond. He's mad, and so he misses the bite. You feel the big beak come down near you, Traven, but you just sort of move out of the way just enough, and he bites down on the bone pile instead of you, and lets out an angry. Can't do that too much. All right, that's Gix. Kevius.
All right. Is this bird near the ground at all right now?
He's did like a low dive bomb past. So he's maybe like 15 feet above the ground.
God, this little. Is it possible at all to jump up to hit him with a spear?
There's an athletics check that says it might happen.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna try and jump up and stab this little guy.
Can you not throw them?
I can't smite with a thrown weapon.
No, but it's still a melee attack.
Does it count as that?
If it has the thrown tag, then it means that you can throw it, but it's still a melee. I think. I don't care. You can throw a holy spear at somebody.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna go for the throw. That's still using melee for the attack roll,
Yeah,
right?
that's right. That's my argument. Is you're still using your strength and it's still a melee attack. So
I can work with that. All right, cool. Let's I'm gonna use you. I haven't used you yet because you are a dangerous.
Here comes a
one.
fresh 12.
Well, there's a 2 in there. Yeah.
Oh no.
So I'm gonna pump a divine smite into this crit.
Wait, you critted?
I crit.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
So just a question: is Gix either an undead or a fiend?
Nah.
Drat. I'm gonna pump a level 2 spell, which will be 2d8 extra radiant damage.
Double to 48.
Oh, sorry, it's 2d8 base and then +1 for everyone above first level, so it's 3d8, so it's 6d8.
Mhm.
I currently have a spell active of Branding Smite, which deals an extra 2d6, which becomes 4d6.
So that's 10d6 before the spear damage is added in.
Oh, no. Divine Smite is d8s.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. We were keeping track. I've already forgotten.
Oh, it's all good. It's good. Good. So 6d8, 4d6. Spear is d6. That's so 6d6 plus 6d8
Okay. Plus your strength bonus.
plus 3.
Roll the bones.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get 6d8, 6d6. Oh god, I forgot the sound was on.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a 57
Everywhere.
overall with this throw.
The spear, like lands right between the Gix's ribs and stabs into some important organ that you can see, and immediately that stomach bile that hosed you down previously is like now leaking down from the side. You took 57 damage, you said, right?
Yep.
Amazing.
If it matters, some of it's radiant, some of it is fire.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, I appreciate that, Ed, but he gets hit by all of those. His only weakness is damage. So, cool. Anything else you'd like to do? Oh, you wanted to grab the shield.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the shield.
Okay.
Actually, is there any other weapon nearby that can instantly throw as well?
Give me a perception check.
Sure thing. Please, I'm begging. It's gonna be a 9. Just any weapon to throw.
The exertion that had to go into throwing the spear, like, has you seeing, plus you've been knocked unconscious and then revived at least once today, and your vision is like blurs, like you're seeing double and triple from your exhaustion, and you can't make out what the other people are holding.
Gotcha. Then
there's some rocks. There's some rocks and heavy bones that you could throw, but that'd be improvised weaponry.
I'm just gonna grab this shield then.
Okay.
Do I have any other bonus action spells I can cast? Oh yeah. I'm gonna grab the shield and then cast on myself Shield of Faith.
Okay. You
Cool.
also have Sanctuary up, yeah?
No, because I didn't want it to for him to try and attack me and then immediately attack someone else.
Right, I see.
Yeah.
Very noble. That's good. Okay. Half speed. So, Kevius, as you pull up the shield, you see. After your turn, I'll use a legendary action. You see, Gix spinning towards you in a dive bomb. The stomach goop spraying everywhere out around him. I'm gonna say that his puking can't regenerate anymore because it's all leaking out of him now. You hit the fuel tank, and so now he is spiraling towards you, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please. These are the ones you're good at, yeah?
It's my worst at a +4.
Okay.
That's gonna be a lucky 16.
It is lucky because that's what you needed to save.
Oh, thank God.
You get knocked back 10 feet. And as you just narrowly dive out of the way, and Gix like clips your arm, and you sort of spin off and slam up against one of the skeletal arrangements. But you're fine. And that brings us to Traven.
Okay, where's Gix right now?
Gix is on the other side of you. He had just dive bombed past you and then spun around and slammed down into the ground at Kivia. So now he's on the ground, maybe 20 feet away from you.
Okay, and I still have haste in effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
So you get an extra action this turn, which you can use for attacking, moving.
Great. So with my speed faster, I want to get as close as I can comfortably, and I want to shoot my gun, but I want to enlarge it with the extra action.
Yeah. Well, you would use you use a haste action to do the attack, but absolutely. So you like run full tilt. Is this the first time you used haste on yourself before?
I used haste last turn.
No, but have you ever used it on have you cast, has Traven ever cast haste on himself?
Oh,
yeah,
for
you
last
did.
turn,
You did
yes.
you did to do it with
The books.
with the books. That's right. Okay. So yeah, you're running at full tilt over right. You don't want to get right up close because point blank with the gun is going to give you disadvantage on the attack. But you're going to get close enough to Gix, and you wanted to do to shrink him first.
Oh, I was going to shoot and make the gun bigger. Like, hopefully kind of like click,
you want to
boom.
enlarge the gun.
Yeah, at the same time.
Yeah. You could enlarge yourself if you want, which would also enlarge the gun.
That works for me.
Okay.
Massive wizard.
Yeah, so you cast enlarge on yourself and double in size, I think. And the gun doubles in size as well, and it does an extra d4 damage should you hit.
Cool with me.
So, all right, it's magical from previous turns. You are now big and hasted, and so I'll need you to get a dexterity attack roll, please,
And
with the
so
extra +2.
15, so 17.
Okay. That is a hit. And the bullet rips into the bird's side, and he lets out so can you roll 2d8 and 1d4, please?
Okay.
And you won't add your dex bonus to this since you're not proficient.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
7. And then
7 damage. Okay. Still, the bullet rips through the side of the bird, and it lets out a screech. You being bigger gives you some benefits other than the extra d4, right?
I think it might be AC. I'll be sure to look it up. I don't see it up top of my head, to be honest.
Let me see if there's doubles. You go from medium to large. If there isn't enough room, there is. You have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws as well. The target's weapons also grow to match its new size. Yeah, okay, so 1d4 extra damage. All right, you're sort of... Gix is pretty big. Gix is huge, but now you are able to sort of see eye to eye with him as he's hunched forward and looking at you. And that is your turn. Which brings us back up to Malasha.
Okay, I'm gonna use my feline agility again. So I'm gonna rush over to Moxie and heal her again at just first level now because I'm out of second level spell slots. So that's another D8 plus 2, so 8 HP. And I'll just say, I'll put my paw to her face and say, "Hang in there, you've got this." And then I let go and I run my last 35 feet away, maybe trying to get to another pile of bones.
Actually, before you run away, Moxie's actually going to hold on to you and just say, "If we can get the bird down here, I have an idea. Don't run off."
Okay. Get the bird down, like, to this battlefield? Like on the floor or down like dead? Okay.
Yes. Well, I mean,
Either or.
the latter would be.
Malasha, was your intent? Is your next move to go and attack Gix?
Yeah.
Okay. And Moxie has asked you to stay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna ask you to make a wisdom save.
Okay. That was good. That was 19 plus 2, 21.
There is, the voice of Bolzan is like screaming for blood, in the back of your head, and you are able to push it out of your head and crouch down beside Moxie, and dodge and avoid the demands of the cursed ring that you wear
Okay.
voluntarily for some reason. All right. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
I will use my bonus action to designate Gix as my Slayer's prey,
Okay.
but I won't be able to attack this round.
Okay, sounds good.
And that's
Next up is Moxie.
All right. So, looking at Gix, does it look like he's swooping down on one person in particular next? Like, has he marked somebody the way that Moxie felt that she had been marked?
You are still the marked one.
Oh, okay. So, Moxie would like to cast light on her flask of oil. And when Gix attacks, she assumes he's going to get close enough again. She wants to, like, throw the oil in its face in an attempt to sort of blind it with this like oily light.
Okay.
cool.
Yeah, that's great. So you're gonna hold your action to do that if he swoops down towards you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I'm not gonna take that away from you as his turn comes up next. I will regenerate. See if his I said that the puke cannot regenerate. Because there's a hole in the side, and so he just leaps into the air. Actually, there's probably an attack of opportunity for, although you're not with a gun. You don't really have a melee weapon out, do you, Traven?
Nah.
No, okay.
Isn't he right next to me though?
You got knocked. Yeah, I'd say that you could get an attack of opportunity to this.
Heck yeah, gonna punch this bird.
You could throw. You wanted to throw something. You can throw a punch. That
Oh
makes
yeah.
sense.
19 hit.
A 19 does hit.
Cool. I'm gonna pump a divine smite into this. I hate this
I
bird.
punch for the Lord.
I'm the for redemption. I'm gonna redeem the heck out of your corpse. Let's go. And that is a 10. That is me without. Okay. Total is gonna be 14 with this punch.
Okay. You just add insult to injury and slam your fist into the hole in his side, and pull your arm back and shake the acid off from the organ that lets him do that gross thing. All right, but Gix takes to the air, and he's going to dive down towards Moxie. But you use your reaction to do the thing you wanted to do. So what was it again? You want to throw the oil on him?
Yeah, when he gets close enough, she just wants to throw the oil right in his face so that this bright light of sticky oil is just going to be right in his face, sort of blinding him.
Okay. Give me just a dexterity roll with advantage though, since he's not expecting this.
Oof, that's a good thing I got 15.
A dexterity check. That's right. Okay. The oil splashes all over Gix, and his bulging, exposed eyes like start to bulge even further out of his face, and you can tell that it's like stinging. And he his dive is sort of moves past you, and he scatters the bones that are covering you as he crash lands, and has to he's prone now from that. So that's his turn. Kevius.
Okay. Can I try and find any weapon to throw?
Give me a perception check.
Please. Okay. Neat. That's a 17.
Nothing to throw, but there is a warhammer on a dwarf skeleton not too far from you.
How far away is Gix from me?
Now he's moved about another 40 feet.
This bar, I swear to God. And I can't throw a warhammer.
I would let you do it at disadvantage, but I'd let you do it.
Oh. I'm gonna grab the warhammer.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm gonna just full on move 30 feet towards Gix, and then throw the hammer the remaining 10 feet.
Okay. Give me just a improvised weapon roll. So I think you're not proficient in improvised weapons, right?
I don't believe so,
default?
no.
Okay, so just a straight strength attack.
Okay. I can dig this. This is going to be a 22 to hit.
Yep. That's at disadvantage?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 15s.
You just baseball arm swing that hammer and let go of it in the direction of Gix.
Yeah,
So
does it hit?
It does hit, yeah.
Okay. Shoot, I meant to bonus action cast a spell first. Shoot.
It's fine. Go ahead.
Cool. I'm gonna cast Searing Smite.
Okay.
And it's gonna take D6 of fire damage when it hits. I'm gonna pump a second level Divine Smite into this for 3d8 damage. What's the damage on a Warhammer offhand?
I don't know.
I feel like it must be like a D6 or a D8. It's D8,
Yeah.
D8 bludgeoning.
Okay.
D8 bludgeoning. So 4d8 plus 1d6 plus 3. I don't like this bird. Been a terrible guest. Been a terrible host. I'm not having a good day. I saw my bones today. It's been a bad day. This is going to be 33 points of damage.
Okay.
If the oil counts as catching on fire, that's additional 5 points of fire damage.
Yeah, why not? So 38.
38.
Gix, who is just trying to get up onto his feet, his head gets hit, bashed to the side. The lower part of his beak, knocked around, and the hammer's the flaming hammer slams into him, just alighting his entire face. And he just lets out a massive screech that starts to shake the foundations of the ossuary. It's so loud. Okay, so that was Kevius. Traven, you being the observant wizard that you are, you hear the sound of a portal opening behind, sort of behind over near Gix's nest. We'll say it's right in Gix's nest. And you see the first thing you see is a wand come through, and then held in a green scaled hand, and then poking half his body out is Chief Scowler, who sees you, Traven, and starts to wave you over.
Okay, so I make a mad dash over there to see what the chief wants. It's
Sure.
like, Chief, you're here?
He just grabs onto you and pushes you through the portal onto the other side.
Okay.
if you allow it. If you want to
Yeah,
resist,
yeah,
we'll do
yeah.
a grapple
Absolutely.
check.
Absolutely.
Yeah. As he goes, you hear him cast Hold Monster, and he points it at the screeching dicks. Sorry, I'm getting secret messages here.
Ooh.
So, what is it? Hold monster and hold person are wisdom saves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nat 1 for the bird. And so a bolt of magical energy flies out of Runcible Scholar's wand, and the thrashing Gix just stops, frozen, with a look of just absolute rage and pain and terror on his face, lit up like a torch. And all the shaking had spread flames all over the place, and all the dry materials up here have started to light the twigs and things that he's made his nest out of, all sort of scattered around by the wind. And that's when, so Traven, you dash through. So that's when everyone else sees the Chief Scowler waving you in from the portal. Get in here. Malasha, you're up next.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try and rush over there.
You wanted. The flames are burning high around you, and there's a voice in your head that says, "You don't need to remember anything. I do the remembering for us now. Get rid of your little piece of evidence. Make a wisdom saving throw."
Okay.
Jar, you're doing
That's
this
a
like you didn't just
9.
secretly message me to do this. That's a 9, you said?
A 9.
You find your hand, not the one with the ring, it's like someone else is moving it, like you almost feel someone grabbing onto your arm and pulling it down to your side, and you grab the note that you wrote to yourself, and you just crumple it and throw it into the flames. It goes up. All the hot oil and everything, it just goes up in one go.
I just turn and I run away.
Moxie, you would see this happen. Actually, everyone. No, Kiwi's is sort of preoccupied with other things. Yeah, so Moxie, you see Malasha make this strange maneuver, and make an insight check. Please, Moxie.
5.
We're gonna say you don't notice sort of the robotic movement of the arm or like the strange movement of the arm. You just see Malasha very calmly pull out a piece of paper, crumple it, and throw it into the flames.
Mm-hmm.
You both see the kind of like gritted teeth look on Scowler's face as he's holding Gix back. And Moxie, I presume you head for the portal as well.
I think Moxie's gonna look over at Kevius
Mhm.
just to ensure that he's good if we go, because she feels like, you good or?
Kiwi's is fully focused on this bird.
Okay.
Kiwi's says his exhaustion. He can't see real well. He's fully focused on this bird.
All right. So I don't know if that changes your mind, Moxie. Obviously, the rules of the Bureau are, this is a big bad that's on file. You aren't allowed to kill it.
What does Moxie know about rules, though? She picks out a dart that she's been sort of holding on to. It's got these like swirly wind designs on it, and she just whispers into it, "Seek," and the dart goes for Gix.
Okay. What is this? What are you doing?
It's the Seeker Dart.
Okay.
So it's an attack.
All right.
Only
Make
makes a
it.
13. It is like paralyzed.
Yeah,
though,
you
so-
would have advantage on an attack against it.
13.
It does stick into the side of Gix because he's not moving, but it doesn't seem to. The thick flesh of the vulture sort of absorbs the blow and doesn't, and the dart just sort of sticks into the rough skin at the top.
Right.
You hear Scowler say, "Stand down! Get into the portal! You too, Kevius!"
Moxley's still waiting because she crosses her arms and says, "You wanted us to be a team, didn't you? This is teamwork." And she just looks over at Kevius.
All right. It's Kevius's turn.
How injured does Gix look?
He took a beat. He has taken a beating.
Does he look close to collapse?
Give me a medicine check.
Okay, let me show what the bonus is. Medicine. All right, +0. Okay, that's gonna be a 15.
That's pretty good. Though he is paralyzed and standing there, you can see out of the side of him there is a good amount of entrails and things that are like fallen out of the various holes that have been made in him. He is definitely bleeding and on fire, and you think maybe 1 or 2 strong hits at the very least. Also, he's pretty close to the edge, I'll say.
Is that warhammer I threw nearby?
It's nearby Gix.
Yeah. I'm gonna run up, grab the warhammer, and go to knock him out. Not like kill him, but just knock him out.
You want to do non-lethal damage.
Yeah, essentially.
Make
Since it's
a-
affected by hold monster, he's paralyzed,
Yeah, so you have advantage on this attack.
and all attacks that hit are critical.
That's right. Yep. You're right.
Oof.
So the first hit is gonna. It doesn't matter, but like the first hit is a natural 20.
Oh wow.
Wow.
And the second hit is going to be with a 19. Do both hit?
Yep.
I'm going to pump my last 2 spell slots into Divine Smite for both of these.
Okay.
Which means that it's going to be for each one. It's going to be 2d8 to 48 to 6d8 plus 3. So overall, it's 12d8 plus 6.
Okay.
Non-lethal.
I mean, technically, magic stuff can't be non-lethal.
61. Real quick, I'm shuddering because I guess I have like flesh dice on D&D Beyond, and I just heard 12 fleshy sounds nonstop. It's very
Yeah.
jarring. You're not expecting it. It's so. I'm not going like, oh, the numbers. No, I'm going, oh god, flesh.
I think those are the dice. Those are the dice from Van Richten's guide.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I
I
never
put them
know
on. I was like,
anymore.
ooh, meat dice, and then I was like, ugh, meat dice after hearing them because they're not. They're
Yeah.
very slurpy. All right.
Is Gix knocked out?
How do you knock out Gix?
I want to hit him once in the side of the ribs and hit him once in the neck and like grab him by the neck and just drag him to the ground.
Okay. And then hit him with the hammer.
Yeah, and kind of
Okay.
put the fire out before it kills him.
The only thing you hear is and to you it's distant as they're still ringing in your ears and everything from just the exhaustion of this battle. You hear a muted Scowler yell, "Stand down!" as you slam the hammer on Gix's head, and the massive bird just slumps to the ground.
But still alive?
He's unconscious, yeah, but alive.
Cool.
He
Looking.
actually only had 58 hit points left, and you did 61. So
Oh my god. Okay.
Ooh.
I look over at Skinner and I just shout back, I'm getting my gear first.
Make a persuasion roll.
Can I bonus action something for this?
You're kind of using your bonus action to make this roll. Sort of. What
okay.
is it that you want to do?
Emissary of Peace.
Sure.
Cool. That is going to be a blessed 24 persuasion.
All right. The Scholar looks at you and he is mad. There's smoke coming out of various parts of his face. Green dragons are lightning? No.
Green or acid?
Acid, okay, yeah. So a very familiar
Poison.
liquid something. He's steaming. He's mad. And he says, all right, we might come back for you. Find it quick. And the portal closes.
Cool. Key's gonna go find.
I'll give Moxie one shot to run for it if she wants to. But
Kevius waits for her to go.
Yes, she goes then.
okay, an acrobatics check as you dive through the portal.
Smash it. Oh, yep. Bam.
You land
Got
on the
five.
ground like baseball slide, and you skid as the portal just closes up. We need to start wrapping up, so I'll say that Kevius, it takes a while for you to dig through everything, and as you're coming back up with your armor and your gear to wait for the portal, you and Moxie see the Gix is sort of shifting. Oh yeah, I mean, you can loot the magic items if you want, but Gix will definitely wake up in the time that it takes for that.
If Kevius is looking for his stuff, Moxie might take her climbing rope and pitons and try to like what was that? What's the book?
You want a
Gulliver's Travel.
You want a Lilliput Gix?
Yes.
Sure. Give me a sleight of hand roll with advantage since you've got the time.
A 22.
All right, you secure Gix as best as you can. There's like 6 rope and that kind of crisscross across his head or across his neck, his middle, his legs as best as you can, his wings. It's probably not going to hold him for too long, but yeah. We'll say you're doing that as Kevius is coming up the stairs. A tense 10 minutes pass, and a portal opens again, and it's just Raven who's waving you in this time. Scowler's not there.
I'm gonna give Traven a very solid high five.
As you pass by. Okay.
High fives indeed. We made it through.
Moxie will do the same.
All right. As you step to the other side, there is Scowler is there. Fang Face. I named these characters. I should know their names. Fangheart is also there, and
Bang face.
Fangface. Two her friends known as Fangface.
Mhm.
And Fangheart comes over to you, Kevius, and says, "Give me your equipment."
I fork over my equipment. I keep my helmet on.
Helmet too.
No.
You are getting, what is it that you were calling it, Malasha? Vacation. Forced.
Then I'm going on vacation with my helmet on.
Make a persuasion check.
Who, buddy?
Ah!
Moxie wants to assist by saying, "You
Oh.
heard him."
Total 20.
Okay. Um. Fine. I don't think you could take too many more blows to your head. She grabs all the rest of your equipment off of you, your weapon and everything, and hands it off to a couple of low-ranking agents. Go to your quarters. We'll talk soon.
As I'm leaving, I don't mutter. I just probably say, even Gix had the decency to leave the helmet.
Fangheart just lets out a growl as she turns to Malasha, Moxie, and Traven and says, "You all right?"
Made it out.
What is that smell?
You don't even want to know. It was a vile task.
You're right. I can't believe I'm saying this to grown adults, but it's bath time. And she gestures towards your various homes. As
Malasha
And
doesn't
then-
like baths.
and then the hobgoblin like does the kind of growl hiss back at you as you go by. Scowler is arms crossed as you pass him, Kevious, to head towards your quarters. He says nothing to you.
Fine by me.
Moxie's dumping out the grossness from her boots as she's walking down the hallway for somebody
And
else to
it's
clean
like
up.
eating through the stone
Mhm.
floor, a little bit of the making grooves along it. And you get the side eye from Scowler as you walk past as well. Real classy. Thought I said lead by example, Moxie.
Yes, I'm leading by example, just like you said. I'm not quite sure why nobody else is following my lead here. She looks around and heads into her quarters.
Everyone, all the rest of you pass by and get sort of varying degrees of stink eye from Scowler. And that's where we'll end it for tonight, as all of you have been told to go to your rooms for bath time by Mommy and Daddy Bureau. And we'll figure out what Kevious has to deal with next session. Okay, back to my notes. Thank you everybody for playing, everybody for watching. That was hopefully a lot of fun. I did not expect that acid attack to do what it did. I did not expect two of you to be unconscious this game from the bird fight. But heck, Gix is a real toughie. So this is our unofficial Thanksgiving episode as well, because Gix is a bird. And you set him on. You cooked the bird, so you think that the circle of American Thanksgiving is complete. So with that, I wonder. I'm not going to read this directly. It's going to sound way too forced. We're excited for the next game, which is actually in January. The next official Big Bad broadcast is on January 25th, which is I think another Tuesday. Tune in at 5 p.m. for that. And then of course in December, on December 21st at 5 p.m. we've got it says tune in to Deck the Halls with Bows of Baddies. With the Hit Point Press staff getting to play some games on stream. So that should be very exciting. You might even get to see me play as a player, which I'm very excited for. Be sure to check out the links in the chat before heading over to the Hit Point Press website for your last chance at our Black Friday sales. Our mods will get those in there. If you get a chance, if you enjoyed the show and you want to see more stuff, don't forget to follow the channel to get notified when we go live next, which will be with probably a Hit Point Paints episode soon. And yeah, I'll go around. I've lost the turn order, of course. So let me just quickly scroll back up there and vamp. I would like to. Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna. I'm definitely not gonna remember that. So say it again, Jess. I can't find it. Cat.
All
Tell us
right.
what you've been up to, where you're going to be, where we can find you.
All right. I'm Kat Kruger. I am the Dungeon Master at D20 Dames. It's an actual play podcast. featuring D&D at the moment. We have a live, it's a pre-recorded show at Emerald City Comic Con. It's a virtual ticket, and if you buy a virtual ticket to ECCC, you get access to the live show. We'll be playing in Emerald Forest Adventure Con, which is our campaign setting for live shows, so it's very meta. And that's going to take place on Thursday, December 2nd at 12:45 Pacific. So yeah, if you need to find me, I am at Steampunk Unicorn Studio, where I am a freelance game designer.
Awesome. Next round is Dave.
Hey everybody, yet again I'm Data Dave. I stream here on Twitch full time, do voice acting, and do a lot of TikTok content on social media. You can find me on Twitch being Data Dave, everywhere else Data Dave TV. And currently playing a lot of Pokemon Unite and getting into League. I blame Arcane. So yeah, would love to get to know you all, and feel free to stop by.
Your TikTok content makes me laugh on a regular basis.
I love it
Dave.
so much. It's so
Yeah,
fun.
you dove right into it, and you just cottoned onto it real well. So that's cool.
Thank you.
Check him out. Paladin.
Hi there. Before I get into me, no, take the lore from Arcane and run. Don't. Hi, I'm HD Paladin, otherwise known as Paladin. You can find me on Twitter, on Instagram, and don't find me on Facebook. I don't appreciate that one bit. Don't do it. I create a bunch of TTRPG stuff, mainly books. I'm the co-director for the Islands of Sina Una, which you can find on the Hit Point Press website. If you're going to be at ECCC, let me know. I'll be around there, and same for PAX Seal. I'll be at the booth.
Awesome. And then last but not least is Shar.
Hey everyone, I'm Shar. I am the DM of Tabletop Titties. Tonight is our season finale in 2 hours at Tabletop Titties on Twitch. We are playing through the Hekna module. The party is going to actually be battling Hekna tonight. We will see what happens. But yeah, that's every Tuesday at 7 p.m. PT. Otherwise, just find me on the interwebs. I do a lot of podcasts and a lot of TTRPG stuff.
Awesome. I just want to, before I do my outro, just give a big thanks to Emily and Allie, who put stuff together and these amazing layouts that incorporate our favorite bird friends. And of course, our beloved producer, Jess, who is behind the scenes, making sure that I only screw up a little. You can check Jess out at Fawning Games. And I wanted to give a little shout out. I think I did it right. I got to hit enter. That's the common thing to do. There we go. I did it. All right. I'm Jordan. I'm at Made of Cartoons socially. And then, of course, I am the content lead over at Hit Point Press. I want to say thanks again for everyone watching. And we'll see this gang in 2 months. And then maybe we'll see me, but you'll definitely see a show in 1 month as we go down a festive big bad route in December. All right. Everyone, have a good night, and we'll see you soon.